can clear an entire site. You don't even... There's no... Who even is allowed to play post-plan? It's like, what the fuck? By the end of this video, I will show you how Valorant's newest Colombian agent, Tejo, breaks the game. Let's start off with a few of his abilities. So first you have his E ability. He pulls out his iPad, but no. He is not going to use that to smoke. Instead, it's a 3-pulse molly that deals 70 damage per tick. Yeah, you heard me. 70. Do you read? For the record, there are downsides to this ability. One is that there's casting time, depending on the distance. So the closer you are, the faster it starts going into deployment. And the further you are, and of course, it's going to be longer. Once you've casted his guided salvo, then we move to the arming period. It takes about a second or two before the first pulse hits. So you kind of have some ample time to get away from it. Oh, not just that. Well, obviously, if you're from the other side of the map, as soon as where it's casted already, even if the rocket or the artillery isn't there yet, you'd already see the circle coming to you. So it's easier to just avoid. But obviously, what if someone else is playing a different angle just to bait you out of that position? Could be possible. Anything can happen. And because this is Tejo's signature ability, in 40 seconds, you have it back. Oh, Dorky, it's so quick to react. This nade is kind of useless. I don't know what it... Because that's not how you use it. You want to know how you use it? So you have 2 guided salvos, right? Per cast. Meaning you can use one to break utility and the other to clear a corner. Wow, how fuck... You know how much utilities you need to clear a fucking corner? You need a recon. You need a duelist entering that shit. You need coordinated teammates. But no. You can just click on it. And here's the fucked up part. Have you ever encountered an autofill initiator that doesn't know how to use Fade, doesn't know how to use Sova, doesn't know how to use KO? Well, don't worry. Look at me. I'm Tejo. All I have to do is... Hey, where do you want me to... Where's this setup? What do you want me to clear? Oh, this and this? Okay. All I have to do is click this and this. Boom. It's done. That's it. You've done your job. And in 40 seconds, you have it back. Yeah. So as an attacker, you figure out where their setups are. You ask your duelist or your entry what corner they needed cleared. And you can do it instantly. Now partner that up with another initiator agent. Let's say someone's running double initiator. Yeah, bring that meta back. Then you'd have a recon for, let's say, something like backside. You have a recon for a different angle. All of a sudden, the site's yours. That's just one of the abilities, by the way. That's just destroying utilities and clearing corners as an initiator agent. With probably the easiest ability to use in the game. You break the trips, you clear the corner, right? You've already used your guided salvo. Let's say you get a plant, or let's say it takes so long until you get into a gunfight. You get the spike planted, then you start going into post plant, right? And in 40 seconds, let's just say you maxed out the 40 seconds, you have the ability again. Can they defuse? Do you need lineups? Fuck no! You just have to go outside the vicinity of the site where the defenders are probably going to be expecting you and just toss in the molly. What are they gonna do? They can't break it. It's not a KJ molly. You don't need brimstone lineups. You don't need KO lineups, right? You don't need an ult. You don't need anything. Just boop. Boop. What the fuck? So essentially, you can use it for 2 things. One is for taking the site, and number 2 is using it for retake. But most likely, it's going to be heavy on the retakes. A lot. Even as a defender. Pretty much so. But like I said, that's just one. Now we move on to the next one. His Q ability is called Special Delivery. It has the same velocity as a recon dart, meaning it's not the same as Viper, KO, or even KJ's like Molly lineups. It's fast, it's zoom in, and for your left click, it sticks to the first object it hits, meaning yes, you can stick it to an enemy, you can stick it to a wall, to a lamp, who cares? But also you have the option to bounce it once, which is the alternate fire, or your right click. You can probably compare this to Neon Stun. So other than the molly, he has a stun too. Pretty great. Oh, not just that. It's pretty fucking fast. Like, as soon as it hits the wall, it pops instantly. Here's one thing that's pretty fucking crazy. Of course, Neon point of contact with the concuss most of the time goes through terrains. Well, so does this. It's just way easier. It's just way easier to use this as a trajectory comparing to Neon, where you kind of have to bounce everything off and care for your teammates in case you stun them, right? But this one, just you don't even have to be afraid of messing it up. You can just left click so it sticks exactly at where you intended it to be. Or if you have great trajectory skills, you could use your right click 100%. This is an AoE, and it's pretty fucking huge. It's pretty fucking huge. Next, we have the most broken ability that Tejo has. His stealth drone, or his C ability. Let me show you how his C ability works first, just to kind of give you an idea if it's really broken in your eyes or not. You deploy a drone, somewhat like the drone you'd find in Rainbow Six, but it actually looks like a spider. You control it like a regular drone, pretty much as fast as Sky's Trailblazer. And when you pop it, it jumps up and reveals everyone within the center of its radius. You can kind of think of this as like a moving recon dart. So if there's any terrain that's blocking the vision, you're not going to be seen by the scan. Once it pops, it reveals the enemy and it suppresses them, meaning they can't use their abilities. So if you're a duelist that's pushing up and then you get blinded by this, you're kind of fucked. But here is where it gets fucked up. The first thing that makes it extremely broken is the distance of the recon. When I use it in our custom lobbies for the early access, we didn't realize how broken like this ability is actually. Normally people would be like, I'd be droning right here, and then if I'd spot someone, I'd pop it. No. Just look at the radius. Look at the radius of the scan. I don't even see the enemy yet, and I can pop it and I can reveal them, and they're suppressed. Not just reveal, it suppresses them. Let's take Sunset here for an example, right? If I was standing right here at bottom mid and instantly popped my drone, I'm gonna be able to reveal the person that pushes up mid. Not just reveal them, suppress the fuck out of them so they can't use their abilities. What if it's a jet? Can he smoke? No, you're just stuck there. Nothing. You're helpless. But that's just one of them. Second one is, it's in the name itself. Stealth drone. Meaning, you can't fucking see it. As the enemy, you can't see it. It's the same distance that you would get from an alarm bot or any of the grounded utilities that can be deployed. Do you know how much information you can use that for? Just early on, you don't even need it to secure a site. You don't even need any of those. You have so many other agents to play with. There's just one person that's basically doing all the work for you with a push of a button. So yeah, it goes on to stealth. You can't see where the drone pops if you're too far, and you'll get revealed and suppressed for quite a long time too. It gets worse. I will be showing you a tech that my friend Zoo and I discovered right after the lobby. Did you know that you can deploy this drone onto Haven's A-site Heaven? Yeah. Yep. Up. Yep. Up there. Just watch. Just watch. So here's how we discovered this, right? If you notice, when you cast the stealth drone, it throws the drone forward. Not like a recon drone where Sova tosses it up. Here, he throws it forward, right? He throws it forward. Now what happens if you look up? It goes upwards, right? Meaning I can put it on top of yellow. I can put it on top of yellow on the icebox, on top of the big generator in B-side Haven. I can technically put it anywhere. I can even let it peep through windows in Sunset. Just like that, you can suppress the entire site and reveal them. But that's not the crazier part. Check out this position I have right here on B-side split. I put up my drone on top of double box, jump, and deploy it into the air. It reveals everyone that peeks out of Heaven, and of course, it clears alley too. In the air, where they can't see it. What the fuck? Do you see the potential of the drone? Just the drone itself. A technically invisible one. What the fuck? Who even needs Sova? Fuck this shit. If that's not enough to convince you how stupid he is just with his 3 abilities, well, let me get to his ultimate. His ultimate is called Armageddon. Just think of it a breach ultimate, but a slower casting time, a slower movement, and it doesn't stun, it damages. No, it kills. And when I mean kills, it kills. Because it's slow, there's so many ticks that still deal 70 damage each. 70. Exactly the same as his Molly. Do you see how big the range is? You can clear an entire site. You don't even... There's no... Who even is allowed to play post plant? What is post plant even? Is that even a meta now? What is that? Imagine you have ultimate. Either you could be clutching, you could be trying to enter a site like, hey, I think there's a lot of people there, or I think, let's say you're playing Haven long C, right? Oh, like, hey, I think they're rushing C. Oh, don't worry. They're all dead. Now piece this together with me. You have a signature ability that's replenishable, can break trips and clear corners in one cast, and you have the chance to do this twice, right? You also have a concuss that has the speed of a recon drone, and of course it has to go through walls, right? And you have a broken ass drone that the enemy doesn't even see, that can reveal your opponents and suppress them. And finally, to top it off, you have an ultimate that clears an entire site for free. What's the point of even playing the game? This is literally a Sentinel's worst nightmare. What's the point of setting up? Which reminds me, all of these Sentinels pay for their util, by the way, right? Cypher has to pay for his trapwires and cyber cages. Killjoy has to pay for her mollies and her alarm bot. Does this motherfucker do? No, it's free and he can cast it twice. What the fuck? Long story short, I think this agent has a lot of potential. Obviously, Tejo has some weaknesses, right? His ability needs to be partnered with some action. Either that could be teammates clearing every other corner that you haven't, being able to execute the site flawlessly, have all of the other utilities ready, just so you can work its wonders. Because if that happens, it is absolutely insane. This would definitely be broken in pro play. Pretty much that covers everything about Tejo. If you want a little bit more detail on all of his abilities and all of the myths that come with it, feel free to check out the shorts right here on YouTube or on TikTok. If you do have questions, I will be constantly streaming on Twitch with the new agent. I'll be labbing more of his abilities to see what more he can do to other maps in the pool. Or if you're a little bit busy throughout the day, just make sure to comment down below and I'll make sure to answer them as quick as possible. Don't forget to like the video and share this to all of your friends if you've enjoyed this content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.